What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome into NBA Now from Chat Sports. Hey, last week, I gave you the top 10 point guards in the NBA. This week, today, I'm giving you the top 10 shooting guards in the league for next season. And I'm not going to lie, this one was really tough, but I think I came up with a pretty solid top 10. But before I give you mine, before we start, I want you to give me yours in the comment section below. Give me your top 10 NBA shooting guards in order, 10 down to 1. Whoever you have, put it down there, and then we'll compare, we'll see what the better top 10 is, if it's mine or if it's yours. And with it being so tough, I had to leave some guys off. Here were 5 notable names that I did leave off this list. Lou Williams, simply because he's a 6-man. I just can't count him as a top 10 shooting guard. Drew Holiday's great, not ready to put him there. RJ Barrett's going to be a rookie, and he's got a bunch of question marks that come with his game. Jaylen Brown might get there eventually, but he hasn't taken that step forward that's necessary for the Boston Celtics. And the toughest one that I had to leave off in this group was Zach LaVine. I love what he has. I love what he has to offer for the Chicago Bulls team. I think he's going to be really, really good for them, but I'm not ready to make him top 10. But one guy I do have in my top 10 at number 10 was Buddy Hield. I mean, the Sacramento Kings shooting guard took a huge step forward last season with the Kings, a team that was pushing for the playoffs. They'll be making another push for the playoffs this next season. And in all reality, his outside shot is one of the deadliest in the game. If you don't guard him out there, if you leave him wide open, the dude's going to knock it down in your face. Needs to add a little bit of versatility. He's, got a great shot, but outside of that, his question marks with his game for sure. But you can see the step forward he took between 2017, 2018 to this last year. 13 points, up to 20 points, 3 rebounds, up to 5 rebounds. He dished out the ball a little bit more, but that didn't change a whole lot. The three-point percentage went down, but he was shooting a lot more. He also played a couple more games than he did in that previous season with the Sacramento Kings. I love Buddy Hield. I can't wait to see what he does this next season. I also love the NBA. I follow it. I eat, breathe, sleep the NBA. And because I do, I follow Chat Sports. I'm subscribed to Chat Sports on YouTube, obviously. YouTube.com/ChatSportsTV. We're trying to hit that 150K mark. Get us there, or you're going to miss out on a bunch of NBA content that we're putting out every single day. So make sure you hit that big subscribe button. Let's move into number 9. DeMar DeRozan of the San Antonio Spurs. I had a little bit of trouble ranking DeMar with this top 10 because he's a great slasher. He's great at getting to the rim. You can't stop him in the mid-range. He probably has the best mid-range in the entire game. He's got like an A+ on NBA 2K. But he hasn't been able to develop a three-point shot to his game. It just has never come around. But because he's so talented everywhere else, you have to have him in this top 10. I mean, with the Spurs last year, his usage rate was down. His numbers were still incredible. 21.2 points per game, 6 boards, 6 assists, which is actually more than I had expected when I was looking at these stats. And then there you have it. That three-point percentage at 16%. It doesn't take a lot because he can't make a lot. If that comes around, though, and I'm not sure it will this late in his game, he's going to be even higher on this list one day. But right now, I've got him number 9, but he's entering free agency next summer. So what should the Spurs do with him? Should they keep him until he hits free agency and then maybe try to re-sign him? Or should they go ahead and cash in their chips, try to trade him and get something back before he just bolts in this summer? Let me know in the comment section below. If you think they should keep him, type K in the comment section. If you think it's time to ship him out, type T for trade. Let's go to number 8, Victor Oladipo. If you've paid attention to this channel, you know that I have all the love in the world for the Indiana Pacers and for Victor Oladipo. But Tom Downey was hating, and he didn't want Oladipo any higher than this, so we kind of agreed to put him down here at number 8. Look, in all honesty, he's going to be really good next season, but that injury definitely scares me. How well is he actually going to come back from that? He played 36 games last year, which was enough to get him into the All-Star game before getting hurt, but that injury just derailed him. Now, I think about Oladipo when he was on the Oklahoma City Thunder, and I kind of chuckled because, I look it up and I'm like, is that photoshopped? Because I forget he even played there because it was so forgettable of a season. 15 points per game, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 36% from 3, just that 1 year. And then all of a sudden he goes to the Pacers. He's putting up 22 points, getting 5 rebounds, getting 5 assists, still shooting an efficient 36%. I'm a big fan of Victor Oladipo's game, and I want to see him bounce back even better than last year next season. And when he's healthy, you can guarantee that I'm going to be playing with him on NBA 2K20. And if you want to, here's what you got to do. You sign up and deposit with our friends at MyBookie. They sponsor every one of our shows. You place that first bet, and here's what they're going to do. You put down $50, they're going to give you $50 for free. You put down $100, they're going to give you $100 for free. However much money you want to put down, they're going to match it for you. And then you email us, promo@chatsports.com, and we're going to get you hooked up with a free copy of NBA 2K20. Just follow steps 1, 2, and 3. Go get it done with my bookie. Let's go to number 7. And this is where things get a little wacky with this whole ranking here, is D'Angelo Russell. Because D'Angelo Russell's really a point guard. But next year, when he's with the Golden State Warriors, which is just the weirdest thing in the world and the last thing I expected this offseason, he's going to be a shooting guard. That's also why I don't have Klay Thompson in my top 10. I know we're only at number 7, but I can't count Klay as a 2 guard. I think he's going to be playing the 3 when he bounces back from his ACL injury. So I have D'Angelo Russell here for now. And the biggest question mark I have with him is, what is his fit going to look like with Stephen Curry? Because if he fits seamlessly, if it's very easy transition, maybe he puts up the same numbers he did in Brooklyn. 21 points, 7 assists, 4 boards, shooting 37% from 3. If that happens, great. D'Angelo Russell might be even higher than this by the end of the year, but right now I've got him at number 7. And this lineup in Golden State, it's going to be weird. It's Steph and D'Angelo Russell, 2 very, ball-dominant point guards for the most part, but D'Lo's playing the 2 now. Alfonso McKinney, I guess, is your 3 until Klay Thompson is back, and then Draymond, of course, back on that extension at power forward position. And then Willie Cauley-Stein or Kevon Looney, whoever you like more at that center position. So things got to flow well for the Warriors to get back in the playoffs. I mean, the West is tough. But with Steph Curry and Draymond and even another All-Star in D'Angelo Russell, you can't really count them out. So what seed will the Warriors be next year? Let me know in the comments section below. I'm putting them as a 7 seed. It could be a little higher, it could be a little lower, but let me know what you think in the comment section. Let's go to number 6, Donovan Mitchell of the Utah Jazz. I'll tell you what, this man made me a believer last season. He didn't hit any kind of sophomore slump. That first couple weeks of the year, it was kind of like, hey, Donovan Mitchell, you're hitting the sophomore slump, what's going on? And then all of a sudden, he snapped out of it and just proved everybody wrong. He led that Utah Jazz team back to the playoffs, where it wasn't as good of a showing when they beat Oklahoma City, but it was still fun. And then this next year, it's going to be even more exciting to watch. Mike Conley and Donovan Mitchell in the same backcourt. I think Conley is going to elevate Mitchell's game. That's why I have him here at number 6. And then you got Ingles and Bogdanovic, 2 guys that Mitchell can find on the wings and hit a wide open 3. And of course, Rudy Gobert, who, if Donovan Mitchell gets blown by on defense, you got him to back you up at the rim protector, as the rim protector in Utah. I'm excited to watch Donovan Mitchell next season. So now we get into our top 5. And I'll be honest, I think after number 6 with Donovan Mitchell and getting into number 5 with CJ McCollum, there is a big step forward. And you can kind of see why, because CJ McCollum. He's one of the best complementary players in the NBA. He's with Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard is the go-to guy in Portland, but if Dame is slacking, CJ McCollum has no trouble picking it up. Last year with the Trailblazers when they went to the Western Conference Finals, he averaged 21 points, 4 boards, 3 assists. He doesn't have to assist that much because he's just open. He knocks down the open three-pointer at 38% from 3. I think everybody loves CJ McCollum. Everybody loves the story, the kid out of Lehigh, the scrawny little dude you see in the high school pictures. He's come up and he's made it big, and that's why I have him number 5 at the top 5 shooting guard in the NBA next season. So the Portland Trailblazers made it to the Western Conference Finals last season, and of course the Golden State Warriors were there once again. I don't think it's going to look that way in 2019-20, so let me know in the comment section. Make a prediction for me. Which teams will play each other in the 2019-2020 Western Conference Finals? Let me know, and then I'll give you my opinions. But I think it's safe to say one team that won't be there will be the Phoenix Suns, even though they do have Devin Booker, who is the number 4 shooting guard on my list today. In all reality, this is one of the most pure scorers in the game. I mean, you need a bucket. Devin Booker's one of the main guys that comes to mind. If you need someone to go score the ball, he's going to do it. He ran the point guard a little bit last year in Phoenix. He won't have to do that now with Ricky Rubio there, which will be good for him, I think. The question I have for Devin Booker, because you can see the stats, 27 points, 7 assists, 33% from 3, and really that 3-point percentage doesn't speak to how good of a shooter he is. When will these stats begin to translate to wins for the Phoenix Suns? Because it hasn't gotten there yet. I don't know when it will. I don't think it's next season. When is that going to happen for Devin Booker? Because that's the next step in him becoming a superstar, is being able to win games for your team. Number 3, Luka Doncic. He won 2018-2019 Rookie of the Year last season. And this was a tough one because Luka's going to run the point in Dallas, but he's in a small forward's body. But they're going to kind of have to play him at the 2 because you need a real small forward to guard other small forwards. It's all kinds of confusing with this positionless basketball we have in Dallas. But I'm counting him as a 2 guard. And for that reason, I have him number 3 overall. Last year, as a rookie, as a 19-year-old rookie, the dude put up 21 points, 8 boards, 6 assists. Again, another 3-point percentage that doesn't actually speak to how good of a shooter he is. And next year, he's the focal point of the offense, but he's got another guy to do it with him. Like last year, it was Luka Doncic and Jalen Brunson was the 2 focal points in Dallas. Now it's Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis. Those 2 are going to elevate each other's game. And that's why I have him number 3 overall, because he's going to be able to get the assists. He's still going to get the rebounds. He's still going to get the points. The dude's going to be a baller in his second year. But for Dallas and their fans, the question now is, will Luka and KP lead the Mavericks to the playoffs in 2019-20? It's been a little bit since they've been there, so will they do it? Type Y for yes, type N for no. If you know me, I think you know what I'm typing, but I'll let you answer this one in the comment section below. Let's get into the top 2. Bradley Beal. Now, last year, played in every single game for the Washington Wizards, and he was their only guy because John Wall had the injury. Dwight Howard was, Dwight Howard. He wasn't that good for them last year. This is Bradley Beal's team, but for how long? Because I don't know how long he's going to be a member of the Washington Wizards. They've offered the extension. He has not accepted it. So the question for Bradley Beal, the question I have, is can he be the main star on a playoff team? Or is he just always going to be a great number 2? These numbers right here say, hey, I'm a star. 26 points per game, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. Again, another great 3-point shooter. But when will he get his team to the playoffs? And is it going to be his team, or is he going to have to go join someone like Jimmy Butler in Miami? Or maybe he goes somewhere else to be a number 2 like Karl Anthony Towns in Washington, whatever it may, or in Minnesota, whatever it may be. Bradley Beal is still a top 2 shooting guard in the NBA for next season. But number 1, there was no question about it, the bearded man himself, James Harden. He was runner-up in MVP voting last year after winning it 2 years ago. And really, I don't think it's even close. There was a huge jump from 6 to 5, but in all reality, there's a huge jump from 2 to 1. James Harden has separated himself as the best shooting guard in the NBA by far. It's just not close. The only question is just one question mark with James Harden is he going to be able to push the Rockets into the NBA Finals, or are the Western Conference Finals always going to be his ceiling? Last year, you can see why he was runner-up. 36 points per game, 6 boards, 8 assists, 37% from 3, taking and making more threes than anybody in the league at the time. James Harden's just a flat-out baller, and now he's got a second star with him. It's Russell Westbrook. I can't wait to see what these 2 can do together now that they've matured from their Oklahoma City days. You get Russ, you get Harden, Eric Gordon and PJ Tucker, good defensive and scoring wings for that matter. And then another defender down there in Clint Capella. I don't know what the Rockets are going to be next year because Russ and Harden, that fit definitely has its question marks. But what I can tell you is that James Harden is still going to be James Harden. So look, I know I'm not perfect. I realize that. I know this list probably isn't perfect. You probably didn't love it. Maybe you did. But what would you change about my top 10? I asked you to rank your top 10 at the start of the show. I want you to tell me what you would change about mine in the comment section below.